Have you ever bitten into something and felt like all of your teeth were going to fall out? You might just start feeling that way once you hear these terrifying tales from Trader Joe's history. Trader Joe's is renowned for its delicious cookies. From chocolatey coated chocolate chip dunkers to the speculoos biscuits used in its famous cookie butter, the chain makes sure that its customers always have ample reason to swing by the bakery. But customer enthusiasm may have been dampened when the company had to recall 2 of its cookies due to rocks. The idea of biting into a crispy chocolate chip cookie and nearly losing a tooth on a stray pebble is obviously not ideal. There were no injuries reported, and Trader Joe's assured its customers that it was alerted by the supplier rather than by an unfortunate member of the public. Still, it was probably a bit embarrassing for executives when less than a week later, the chain had to issue yet another voluntary recall due to rocks once again. This time, the offending product was the fully cooked falafel. In February 2024, the USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service issued a public health alert regarding Trader Joe's frozen chicken, lentil, and caramelized onion pilaf. It features a mix of basmati rice, green lentils, caramelized onions, and chicken, with additional flavorings like golden raisins, dates, cumin, and cinnamon. Unfortunately, the batch that was called out by the FSIS also happened to have rocks in it. Food inspectors received multiple complaints from customers, one of whom suffered a dental injury. Shoppers were advised to check the establishment number on their pilaf and throw out any that were part of the offending batch. A hit of caffeine is an essential part of the morning routine for a lot of people, so it must have come as a real shock to Trader Joe's customers to learn in early 2023 that their cups of morning brew might not be safe to drink. In May of that year, the company issued a voluntary recall as it had been notified by its supplier that certain jars of instant cold brew coffee might contain shards of glass. No injuries were reported, but some instant coffee drinkers may very well have reconsidered their preferences. The first cup of Joe in the morning obviously needs to be strong enough to wake you up, but not by cutting straight through you. There are a lot of so-called foreign objects that you can probably easily imagine sneaking their way into food, like a strand of hair or a small piece of grit. And it's not hard to imagine how glass could have ended up in jars of Trader Joe's instant coffee. The jars were made of glass after all, and it only takes a single broken one to throw shards everywhere. But what about metal? In the summer of 2023, Trader Joe's supplier Treehouse Foods recalled 13,000 cases of multigrain crackers with sunflower and flax seeds distributed around California, Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Washington due to fears that they contained pieces of metal. The information provided was sparse. Trader Joe's assured customers that no injuries had been reported and that all products had been removed from circulation. But the question still lingers. How did metal manage to hide itself in thin crackers? One of the most prominent examples of how Trader Joe's differentiates itself from competitors is in the ice cream department. Simply put, the chain keeps things original with its frozen treats, and customers keep coming back for more. But things got a little too original in 2017 when tiny metal fragments were found in the matcha green tea ice cream. This dessert had been a favorite of many shoppers for its sweet flavor and rich velvety texture, but even die-hard fans had to draw the line at metal. Trader Joe's removed the product from its freezers and issued an appeal to its customers to throw away any pints that they might already have at home. It assured everyone that no injuries were associated with the recall, though there was no explanation how the metal fragments came to light, nor did the chain explain how it got into the ice cream in the first place. Trader Joe's soft-baked Snickerdoodles had it all. A soft, chewy texture, a dusting of cinnamon and sugar, and an affordable price. They were wheat-free, egg-free, soy-free, milk-free, and also free from tree nuts, peanuts, and sesame. And they somehow didn't taste like a vegan, gluten-free consolation prize. Instead, they tasted sublime. Unfortunately, a certain batch hit Trader Joe's shelves in 2022 that contained one extra very unwelcome ingredient: hard plastic.
Plastics.
Enjoy Life Natural Brands, which manufactured the cookies, issued the voluntary recall out of an abundance of caution. And soon afterwards, customers started to notice that these cookies had disappeared completely. Some of them took to Reddit to speculate that Trader Joe's was merely looking for a new manufacturer, while others pointed out that the same cookies were still being sold under the Enjoy Life Natural Brands packaging at other grocery stores. Then in early 2024, TJ's released a new Snickerdoodle product featuring a flat rather than puffy shape and a crinkly texture akin to a classic sugar cookie. It actually received rave reviews from shoppers, but for those who remember the original soft-baked Snickerdoodle, it wasn't so easy to move on. In 2017, Trader Joe's was forced to recall several types of chicken and turkey salads because they may have contained both silica and glass. The FDA announced that Green Cuisine, the supplier of several ready-to-eat products sold under the Trader Joe's brand, had been alerted of the issue by customers. It recalled 3 products: white meat chicken salad with celery, carrots, and green onions, curried white chicken deli salad with toasted cashews, green onion, and a bit of honey, and turkey cranberry apple salad turkey breast meat with sweet dried cranberries, tangy green apples, pecans, and sage. The recalled batches were sold throughout 12 states, including California, Texas, and Washington. Overall, the company recalled over 65,000 pounds of the products, while the FDA's announcement urged customers to either throw away any previously purchased items that fit the description or return them to the store. One common reason for recalling products is mislabeling. For people with food allergies, warnings of trace ingredients can be a matter of life and death. Trader Joe's has fallen afoul of mislabeling on multiple occasions, including in March 2023, when it discovered that its lemon, chicken, and arugula salads sold in Idaho, Oregon, and Washington didn't contain crucial allergen information about the inclusion of wheat. Although the products featured the correct top label, the bottom label was the ingredient statement for the broccoli, slaw, and kale salad with white chicken meat, which did not contain wheat. As a result, customers with severe wheat allergies were at risk, and the FSIS issued a recall. Fortunately, no allergic reactions were reported. The FSIS urged customers who had purchased the mislabeled salads to throw them away or return them to the store immediately, even though people with wheat allergies would presumably have been okay to eat them. Considering that food processing facilities are such large-scale operations, it's surprising that things don't go wrong more often. That's a fact we're reminded of every time a company issues a food recall. Perhaps it's no surprise then that one of the most common reasons for recalls is mislabeling, such as the time in 2023 when Trader Joe's Hatch Green Chile and Cheese Tamales were mistakenly packaged in black bean tamale bags. The former contained milk, while the latter did not. Under normal circumstances, this might not have caused much of a stir. No adverse health effects were reported, and the company immediately pulled the product from circulation. However, the news made headlines because it happened to be Trader Joe's 6th recall in less than 6 weeks. This prompted various outlets to trumpet the concern of formerly devoted TJ shoppers who had taken to social media to voice their mounting distress over the company's competence, or lack thereof. Bone fragments is typically not a phrase you want to hear in connection with anything, especially food. Alas, in 2021, Trader Joe's released a statement explaining that some of their products might indeed be hiding pieces of bone. The offending product was the chili lime chicken burgers, made with ground chicken, onions, bell peppers, garlic, and lime juice concentrate. They provided the perfect mix of flavors without detracting from all the fixings. When the company received complaints about these burgers' accidental ingredient, nearly 100,000 pounds of the product were recalled. It was certainly a large quantity, but shoppers had every reason to believe that once the usual safety checks were administered, these burgers would be back in stores for the long haul. Sadly though, Trader Joe's discontinued them sometime later without much fanfare. There's no evidence that connects this decision with the 2021 recall, but customers were still left hanging. According to the CDC, listeriosis sickens about 1,600 people per year and kills about 260. Salmonella infections are much more common, with about 1.35 million cases in the US each year, including 26,500 hospitalizations and 420 deaths. When manufacturers discover that their products might be contaminated with either bacterium or both, they tend to take swift action. In 2018, Trader Joe's was faced with this exact health emergency, as one of its suppliers recalled a whopping 795,261 pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry products that contained potentially contaminated onions. The chain's carnitas and salsa verde burritos were immediately pulled from shelves, with customers urged to throw them away if they had any at home. Luckily, no illnesses were reported in connection with the recall. Recalls often provide an unusual glimpse into the secretive supply chains that fuel our food consumption. Manufacturers are rarely household names, and when one of them announces a recall, the list of grocery stores it comes into contact with can be surprisingly long. One such incident arose in February 2024 when the FDA announced a far-reaching recall of dairy products made by Risa Lopez Foods due to listeria contamination. It involved over 100 products sold under a number of familiar brands, including Trader Joe's, Dole, Whole Foods 365, Safeway, Costco, and H-E-B. This recall was related to an outbreak of listeriosis that had been ongoing since 2014. Only 26 cases were confirmed, although 23 of those resulted in hospitalization and 2 resulted in death. The recall affected stores across the US and into Canada and included products like Whole Foods 365's ricotta cheese, Trader Joe's chicken enchiladas verdes, Dole's chopped avocado ranch kit, and Costco's chicken street taco kit. When it turns out that the food on our supermarket shelves might contain insects, we can't help but react with uncontrollable horror. So when Trader Joe's announced in 2023 that its broccoli cheddar soup might have this very issue, it unsurprisingly made headlines. The company's plight wasn't exactly helped by the fact that the official name of the product was unexpected broccoli cheddar soup. According to the FDA, the voluntary recall affected nearly 11,000 cases of the soup that were distributed throughout Florida, Illinois, California, Texas, Washington, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. The insects were hiding in the broccoli florets. No adverse effects were reported from the incident, although that surely doesn't account for the emotional consequences of this unexpected surprise. In March 2023, Trader Joe's recalled its organic tropical fruit blend in response to an outbreak of hepatitis A, a highly contagious virus with acute symptoms. The recall affected multiple retailers in addition to Trader Joe's, including Costco and Aldi. A few months later, the same Trader Joe's product was hit with yet another recall, this time over fears of an even more dangerous contaminant, listeria. According to the CDC, listeria is the 3rd leading cause of death from foodborne illness or food poisoning in the US, with about 1,600 cases each year. Accordingly, Trader Joe's issued an urgent appeal to its customers to throw away or return the tropical fruit blend. Fortunately though, no cases of listeriosis were reported.